AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Did you say wipe my nose or what?
He wiped his nose, went to the corner, knocked down a tray bomb. That's what he did. He wiped this and went to the corner. Ha ha. Another one. What
You know
DJ
who don't
Khaled
do that, right?
say?
Another one.
Another one.
You know who doesn't do that though?
Look at the Grinch. You the fucking Grinch, man. I swear to yo. On everything, man. This nigga is the fucking Grinch, bro. Yo. Intro the show, Fabian. I'm done with OG.
Oh, ball suckers.
I was watching some Magic highlights earlier. I don't know what the fuck people are talking about, man. Nobody does that shit, man. We live.
Big Flea. Pass that shit. Never the little one. Never the little one, y'all.
He turned the pass like a slam dunk, man. That shit was wicked. Jason Kidd was wicked.
Monkey wrench.
Yo,
The monkey was coming at you, bro.
yeah, I know.
They know exactly what you're gonna say. Here we go.
Be like that. All right, listen. I'm good. Let's go. I'm thinking my mind is totally somewhere else. Let's go.
I want to know where it's at, but you know.
I'm cooking you. I'm cooking you, fish. Barbecue chicken right on the block. Block work. Block work. We're not even dancing. Block work. Fabian, whoever, OG, throw the ball right here. Mouse in the house. Work.
I'm being honest. I'm a AI robot is playing in my spot. I ain't got time for that shit.
Fish know I'm fucking with him.
We put money up?
Nah, niggas don't want to do that.
That.
That's a betting man right there.
I'm broke, man. I ain't got it, man.
Yeah, you ain't winning. Yo, fish.
So I'm broke, baby. I ain't got it, man.
Yo, fish, man. You don't know nothing about Hacker Shack over here. You understand? Flea, you done. Don't do it. You gonna end up getting like this. Like, yo, this nigga don't play. Yeah. The money's on the table, bro.
The money's on the table.
About.
Get off of me, Raven. Get off of me.
Y'all know what they say.
KNICKS Rehab.
KNICKS Rehab, y'all.
Come on, big dog. Big Knicks 128-113 victory over them Dallas Mavericks. They are depleted and bummed out. I don't know what Anthony Davis was thinking.
Oh, she's in the building. I think I might have seen Tori B waiting. Big shout out Tori B, the beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant. But we But we now see the beautiful, the lovely Darlene Bryan is in the building. Good evening, ladies, fellas. Y'all know the drill. Please speak to the ladies and be respectful. Darlene Bryan, Tori B, what's happening?
Darlene B, what up, baby?
Fish, go to hell, Fish. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see y'all. King Speech, Monkey Rich. Big shout out to everybody in the building.
Sir.
Shout out to HP Carlos, man, from Portugal.
Yes.
Portugal in the building. What up?
Oh, wow. Big shout.
What time is it over there? What time is it?
He's up? That's crazy.
I'm just curious.
Let's give him a legendary show. HP Carlos, Portugal is in the building.
HP, baby. Huh? High praises for these Knicks. Come on, man. Come on. Najee Marshall went bananas in the first half, looking like Kobe, Luka, LeBron. That's what they said, right? 13 made field goals. Went crazy.
You saw that graphic? You saw that graphic they put up there? Bullshit.
Nasty. Please. Nasty. Said, yo, this is the best half. I said, what?
That's the most field goals made in a first half ever. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm just glad he didn't break the record. If you break the Kobe, LeBron, and Luka's record in the Garden, come on, man. At least they stopped the bleeding it today, though, man. Come on. 35 for OG and Anobi going bananas. 16, 11, and 12 for Josh Hart, triple-double. 26, 11, and 12 for Karl Anthony Towns, a triple-double himself. The first Knick duo to have a triple-double in New York Knicks history. Josh Hart breaks Clyde Frazier's record for most triple-doubles in a season by a New York Knick. Congrats to him.
9 of them things.
Yeah, man. 21 for Mikal Bridges. Cameron Payne, 29 minutes. He had, 2 points, 5 assists, 11 points for Achua. He looked good in the first half, as Flea kept pointing out. But I was watching my guy, Tyler Kolek. He only had 7 minutes, but that second half, he played better. But I'll get to him in a second. 11 points for Shaman as well. And the Pelicans only had 4 guys in double figures, so they upped that 15.
Hold on, Fabian. HP Carlos from Queens. I gotta show him some love. We from the hood, man. From Queens.
From South Side.
Let's get it.
Oh, he's from that side.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You know the side, nigga.
All right. You cool, HP, because you checking in from Portugal. All right. No doubt, man. Queens in the house, Portugal in the house. I got you. Naji Marshall went bananas, like we said. Was it 28 points in the first half? I know he had 13 made field goals, 13 for Spencer Dinwiddie, 22 for Brandon Williams. I didn't realize he was scoring that much. They look like the same guys trying to score over and over again on the Mavericks. I keep confusing them for the Pelicans. AllBall. I'll get to that in a second. What's your reaction to the game? Because we saw the grimace, we saw the Grinch trying to leak out of here. How you feeling about the game today, man?
I mean, much needed win. Always happy that we got the win. First half had me a little bit upset. Like I said, Najee Marshall, 28 in the first half. And to be honest, I'm looking like, here we go. I'm not thinking we was going to lose, but just like, this should be close. This should be a game where the starter should be able to get some rest. But, that third quarter, we kind of locked in, got focused, and, the talent, it just showed. Because, right now at this point, Dallas is just depleted. It's nothing they can do. They are literally putting out guys that's from the G League or from I don't know where they from. But J Kidd doing the best he could. But like I said, the first half very upset. But the second half we came out like gangbusters. I'm very I love what OG has been looking like for a bit now. On both ends of the floor. I made some comments a while ago. And right now he's making me look like an idiot, which I'm fine with, because whatever we have to do, say, for our guys to play at a certain level, I'm all for it. I take whatever comes with that.
What kind of comments were those? I want to revisit.
You know how to go back to the tape. I ain't going through all that. But we, as Knicks fans, we have to be careful. This is against the Dallas Mavericks, where they don't have anybody. So, I'm like Flea said, I'm not going to be the Grinch or play Scrooge McDuck or Scrooge. I forgot, the Scrooge in the Christmas movies. Definitely happy we got the win, but I'm not going to sit up here and gloat and brag and boast because it was the Dallas Mavericks and we were at home. But the only thing, like I said, that I can nitpick is that first half. We cannot let a guy like Najee Marshall, which I just found out he's from the tri-state area. I don't know what borough, but he's from New York. Big shout out to him. I'm happy whenever we, get a homegrown guy in the league. But that cannot happen. He was unstoppable in the first half. That was a problem for me. But wow, I'm not gonna lie. OG, hell of a game tonight. Every time you thought Dallas was going to make a run or stay in the game, OG just said, nah, whether it was a steal or deflection or whether it was just give me the ball, I'm going to knock down a three, I'm going to go to the basket. I was very impressed by OG tonight. Of course, the monumental night, Cat, Josh Hart with the triple doubles at the same time, which like Fabian said, the first ever. So some history made in the Garden. But I just want us to be careful because once again, this was the Dallas Mavericks who are literally putting out a YMCA crew out there. So I don't want to sit here and go crazy, But you know, I seen some things that you know we can build off of. Tyler Kolek, I would like to see him be a little more aggressive on the offensive end. I want to see him take some shots. I watched him take a air ball floater. I'm like, yo, what the hell was that? So you could tell that he still doesn't have the full confidence in himself, and that got to be coming from the coaching staff. Maybe he's a little nervous. He don't want to make no mistakes. But overall, we beat a bad team. We beat a bad team. I'm not gonna gloat about that. You know, I can be wrong, but we beat a bad team that we should have beat. That it shouldn't have never been close in the first half. But big shout out to our Knicks. We handle business like my brother Fleet say. We play who's in front of us. We handle our business. We beat them down. On to the next. But it still doesn't. I still feel the same way about Thomas Thibodeau. This game means nothing. Like I said, the Dallas Mavericks at this point, come on, man, they damn near forfeiting games. So for me, I'm happy we got the win. But us as Knicks fans, us up here and everybody in the chat, be careful. Do not sit up here and go berserk or bananas because it was against a depleted Dallas Mavericks team.
Najee Marshall was born in Atlantic City. He moved to Maryland when he was 9 years old. So
he moved where? It went out. Where he moved?
Maryland. To Maryland. He went to school out there also, high school. What school did he go? What college did he go to? Flea, you know?
I do not remember. Hold on. Let me think for a second. One second.
It's a big school.
It is a big school.
Not North Carolina, but it's like, I say mid-tier if you would call it that, because I think
I wanted to say first thing one that came to mind was Kansas, but I could be wrong.
Not that. I don't think it's that big, but you'll let me know.
Bodega Man said Xavier. He went to Xavier. I didn't know.
Yeah. Is Xavier as big as Kansas? No way, right?
No. Xavier, hell no. Xavier shouldn't be. No, hell no. Xavier, you know, David West, a couple niggas out of there. My son, Tu Holloway. A few niggas came out of Xavier.
JR sees you in the gym trying to motivate him to get back in it.
Oh, niggas see me in the gym? Oh, all right.
JR, don't gas this nigga up, please, man.
Niggas see me in the gym. JR, love, brother. Love, brother.
They got edited. Listen.
I love my brothers right here.
Don't gas this nigga up, JR.
You see? I didn't even say nothing. Fish already tried to throw smoke at me. It was all good. I seen what Fish did. It's love. Then, see? You see?
Thank you, Fish. Yeah, don't gas this nigga up, man.
It's nasty. I love my brother.
Yo, you didn't even hear the other mic. I got two mics on AllBall. On his breath, he said, man, don't gas this motherfucker. That was AI. I said, oh, you what? How can you AI going to the gym? That's nasty.
Nasty, right? Disgusting.
Fleet. That wasn't AI today. What was your response? What was your reaction to that Mavericks debacle versus the Knicks?
Yo, I'm in the kitchen, right? I got the game on the phone. I'm trying to get dinner ready and all that, right? And watching the game get through the first quarter, get through the second quarter. And by the end of the second quarter, I think we almost like gave up like 70 points. After the first quarter, they shot like 70% from the field. When I tell you, like, I almost smacked my phone off the counter because I was so pissed at how we was playing defense, how we were defending. Like, we looked good offensively. Like, I'm gonna get to that in a second. But in terms of how we were defending in the first half, Lord have mercy, it was disgusting. It was like, if we bring that type of defense going into next month, we're gonna get fried. We're gonna get fried. So, you know, I'm yelling and screaming. Second half comes and it's a completely different Knicks team on the defensive end. When I tell you, I don't know if I've seen them play defense like that all season, just in terms of the intensity they were playing with. We were trapping, we were taking charges, you know what I'm saying? Contesting shots. OG is flying around everywhere. Deflection. It was crazy. Now, again, we understand who we was playing, but I'm just talking about in terms, you out there, you getting bumped, you running, you got to play somebody. You got to play who's in front of you, like I always say. So what they was doing, if that can carry over against the rest of the league, against a team in the playoffs in the first round. We defend like that, we're gonna be fine. Cause I'm watching the Knicks. They got like, how many points did we get off backdoor cuts tonight? How many times did you see somebody going backdoor and Cat hit him backdoor? Cat got 12 assists tonight, and 8 of them was probably off backdoor cuts. I haven't seen us run none of that action most of the season. The buckets that we was getting around the rim, I don't see none of that action being run on a consistent basis. So just in terms of that, big shout out to my guy Josh Hart. Yo, let me tell you something, OG. Don't ever come in here again. Don't ever come in here again talking nothing about Josh Hart. Josh can have a bad game. His game, who he is, should not dictate if we win or lose games. It should. But what he's doing, John Starks could never. Triple dub. Walt Frazier who? Respectfully. You heard what I said.
Here we go.
You heard what I said.
Against the Dallas Mavericks. This is what we do.
I don't care. I don't care.
I hope
it's
the
an
comments
NBA
are
team on the floor. I don't care. You niggas love talking about what it was against. So what? Whoever's in front of me, get that work.
That's what Josh Hart tells you at the Glizzy stand. You over there at the Glizzy at the Josh Hart Glizzy stand. Get out of here, glazing Josh Hart like that. Clyde Frazier.
You call it what you want. I've been consistent. Listen, hold on. I'm not flip-flopping. See, here's the difference. There's a difference between me and you, right? Me and him. There's a difference.
Me?
He been kicking. No. Let me cook. Hold on. He been kicking OG back in all season long. 12 million.
Yeah.
Top dollar.
Still too much. Go ahead.
Right?
Why is it too much?
All that being said, right? We in the last quarter of the season. He's like, damn. What he just said, run the tape back 35 minutes ago. He was like, damn. Yeah. OG, I've been consistent all season long about who Josh Hart is for our ball club. That's all I'm saying. No flip-flopping. Bad game here, bad game there. You can't find me a good long stretch of basketball where he's played poorly. You can't.
He was out for like 3 weeks, Flea, on that court.
Call it what you want. Whatever.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
You know what? I'm sorry.
He just played well. He just played well. That's all. I'm going crazy on Joshua. Y'all know I love Joshua, but
that was a 1v1. Well.
Yeah. I'm sorry?
It was a 1v1. I'm sorry, Flea. I apologize for stepping in there in the crossfire. I apologize. You said Clyde Frazier. I'm like, what? Where we going?
I know. I was going crazy. I was going crazy with the Clyde Frazier shit. I know.
I want to know why. How is OG overpaid? Where do y'all get this from? When we signed Brunson, a lot of people were saying we overpaid for him too, and they were bugging.
But that was a ridiculous statement because you didn't know what you was getting. If you said that, yeah, right.
but just look up their salaries. He was like in the middle of the pack for all point guards, including the bum ass dudes that he's better than right now, and been better than. OG, how much you think OG's gonna make? AllBall,
bro. They just said the cap is going up 10% in 26. I just read that. Like,
can I go nerd for a second, Flea? I'm gonna go nerd.
Go, please, get it out the way, please.
I don't like how you said that.
Go.
Your beef was with him.
I'll beef with him. That's my brother. Yeah. OG.
I was looking up because shout out to Ryan. He said the same thing about OG. I'm like, yo, OG is gonna make 25% of the cap in the next couple of years. Luka, all the superstars made 30% or more on the cap. So OG don't even make anywhere close to what these guys are making. That's supposed to be superstars with these max deals. So he's not even overpaid. I think he'll be paid the right amount, and it's a tradable contract in the future. I'm not gonna brag about this game with OG because he does this shit, and then the next game he scores like 6 points. I'm not doing that shit again. He tricked me last time with that Denver game. No, I don't want you shoot. I want you thinking you're a third option right now. You need another summer with that jab step. Flea, I'm not falling.
Said like this. Blood on his nose. Corner trade bomb. Give me that.
It was the fucking Mavericks, bro. It's the Mavericks. They are garbage.
So,
Big
yo, what are we
garbage.
talking about right now? This is the NBA, bro.
We're doing that again?
About? You got to come and play every night. We almost lost to the Wizards the other night. We got thumped by Charlotte. We got thumped. Not beat. We got thumped by Charlotte. We got our head cracked by San Antonio. You got to come to play every night. I don't want to hear that shit about it was Dallas. Okay, it was Dallas. But when we take L's against bad teams, we hollering and screaming. This is the NBA. You could lose any night. You got to play hard in front of whoever's there. Give a fuck if it's my kids. Grandma, get your ass kicked. The fuck? What are you talking about?
Because we've seen this all year. End of last season, what happened? Yo, when the new year comes, ain't gonna be no more bum-ass teams in January. Yo, trap game this, trap game that. I'm glad we left that in 2024. That shit died. Buried it. I'm like, King's Speech come up here. It was a trap game. Flea took the hammer out. Bang! No, King's Speech. Trap games are dead. They don't exist. Under your breath, you said Fabian was right. Ain't no trap games, Flea. This is what happens. We do this to these bum-ass teams. We don't have Brunson to save us to score 50, 60 points against the Wizards. You're right. I might be too pessimistic. I'm sorry, Flea.
But we discounting the fact that the last 10 games we haven't had Brunson. That's a big miss, OG. No?
I'm letting y'all cook. I'm listen. Go ahead. I'm letting y'all cook. I'm letting y'all gloat and brag. I'm letting y'all gloat and brag and boast.
There's no gloating. We gotta win. What are you? What we supposed to be coming here and be upset?
No. Once again, I'm letting y'all have your time. Go ahead, brother. I'm listening. I'll talk. I'll be able to talk again. I'm listening.
He's rope-a-doping us so he could go on an 8-minute rant and go crazy on Tibbs. You waiting for your Tibbs moment? How did he shoot a shot at Tibbs when they let Kolek play the whole fourth quarter? And I was shocked. Fourth quarter, they bench, I think it was Josh Hart, and they let Campaign and Kolek run on a court together, Flea?
He had 0 turnovers again. Back-to-back games with 0 turnovers, 8 assists. Like, you got to be an idiot at this point, Tibbs, for not playing that kid. An idiot.
Especially earlier on in the year. Like, at least by, All-Star break, yeah.
That's what I said. You got to play the kid early. Most good teams will play their young guys early in the season, and then at the end of the year, we start ramping it up, getting ready for the playoffs, and now you up the minutes for your guys because that's what it's going to be in the playoffs. But this kid don't even know what it looks like to see Dame Lillard coming at him and hope Dame gets better. You know, I don't know if y'all heard about Dame, but hope Dame is good. But anybody, like, he ain't never had nobody really come at him yet, so we don't even know. He looks good right now, but what happens when you got to run around with Trae Young? You know, like somebody, I don't know, somebody like that. Like,
I thought the same thing AllBall did, where clearly the passing, and it's not just passing. See, he passes like a quarterback. He passes like where he throws the ball where he wants you to move. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the other day, somebody put a comment like, you think Cat is a better passer? I'm like, because Cat can make passes that Kolek can't make, and vice versa. Because Kolek could set his teammates up. Like, he moved was either Shaman or whoever in the corner and passed towards the wing where he wanted him to move to. And it was like, oh shit. Like, I'm not used to seeing that on the Knicks at all. Someone passing like this. So, but to AllBall's point, how he started, I hate the fact that he's not looking for his shot because he's so tentative and wants to play the right way, doesn't want to get benched. I was shocked that he was still there in the fourth quarter, so I'm sure he was shocked. And he kind of airballed the three, airballed the floater, like you said, AllBall. I want to see him take them threes like Campaign. Fuck it. What they gonna do to you? Bench you? Okay.
Play the kid, man. You gotta play. That kid gotta play more.
Absolutely, especially for the change of pace coming off the bench, and to actually maybe discover a threat that you may have that you never even want to go to. How the hell are we gonna know what we have in the playoffs? You don't even know if you have a weapon there, a true weapon, because regardless of what we think or not, we think he can play. But until he makes it to the playoffs and plays playoff teams, we don't really know for sure, as you always put it, Flea, and AllBall. Y'all are really big on the playoffs. Like, man, slow down. This shit is the regular season. So games like this sets him up for that. And I want to see if he can take these reps and go, hold on, I ain't been shooting. That's how I can create more space and better passes for my teammates.
Well,
OG, I don't think Tori B heard her introduction. We saw her earlier, but she jumped in here.
I didn't even see. Hold on. My apologies. The beautiful, the lovely, extravagant Tori B is back in the building. And if you missed your shout out, my apologies. That's right. That's right. Y'all know, man, we love the ladies. Y'all both made great points with Tyler, but I always say something that is off the rocker. At this point, he may have to prove that he belongs on the court for a certain amount of minutes. As much as he can pass, sometimes on defense, he looks like he don't belong out there, even though he made a nice little block, and he looks a little timid and a little shy on the offensive end. He has to shoot the ball. There was 1 or 2 times where he could have shot the ball, and he decided not to. I love the 6, 7, 8 assists. The first game tonight, I think he had a couple. And yes, he can run the offense, but he has to prove and show the coaching staff that he belongs out there. See, we can laugh and joke about campaign, but he ain't shy about putting the ball up. So I think, that's what maybe holds Colin back. Tyler just got to have more confidence in himself, because you can tell he can run the offense. But once again, Flea, I'm going to have to be the Grinch, because that wouldn't be me if I'm not the Grinch.
Stay consistent. Stay consistent, man.
Hart, OG, Bridges. I want to see this effort in this defense and offense when we play the big dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when Bridges knock down 3-point shots and be doing all this when we playing against the Dallas Mavericks. Because when we play OKC, Boston, the Lakers, Cleveland, we look like a deer in headlights. We get mopped on the floor. So, as great as guys have been looking lately, like I said, tomorrow is a test. If Kawhi's playing, tomorrow is a test. We should still win that game, but now we'll see, where it's going to be to celebrate the great defense and all this and all that. So, I don't want to damper on our parade, but, we definitely got to ramp up these wins. But still, at the same time, I want to see this effort, this energy, this defense, these assists, the lack of turnovers. I want to see this when we play against the great teams, the teams that we know for a fact is title contenders. So that's the only reason why I kind of was like, tonight, let me not just go berserk, because once again, it's the Dallas Mavericks. But, I'm very impressed with OG. Out of everybody, while Brunson has been down, I'm very impressed with OG, because he's doing something that I thought he couldn't do. Offensively, he's giving you 20-plus clip, 30 clips. And he's looking aggressive, and he's looking for a shot. And, he's knocking down that 3-point shot that I think is going to be very vital when we're in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Because Cat and Brunson is going to be getting double team and triple team.
Mm-hmm.
Remember,
he got to hit shots.
Right. Thank you, Flea. When we get to the playoffs, they are going to throw everybody at Brunson and get the ball out of his hand. Mm-hmm. Cat. So, go ahead, Fabian.
Nah, 2 years ago, would you have thought, would we have, any of us ever thought we would utter the words, OG Anunoby is a better basketball player than Mikal Bridges?
No, but I don't know if I need, damn, I didn't think about it like that, but I don't think about it like that, Fabian. Like, I don't think about it like that. I think Mikal has been coming on as of late. If we compared the two guys, everything that you get from OG gonna be first or second team all defense this year. You could book that. First or second team all defense this year. And his offensive game, he's just, what I say, he upped it. Like, he's really like taking it to another level. Yeah. Right? We complained about him putting the ball on the floor because his handle is not as tight, but the confidence that he plays with on the offensive end is, it's out of this world. If Bridges played with that type of confidence on a consistent basis, I'm not talking about the numbers. If you look at the counting numbers, Bridges is shooting the ball fine. He's fine. But if you watch him on a night-to-night basis. The tape don't lie, right? When he's out there, he's not looking confident all the time. I just text y'all during the game. He hit a 3, then he came down and got a block. But for me, I wish that was switched for him. I wish the defense actually ignited the offense for him, but it's really in reverse. Anytime he's hitting shots, then he's excited to play defense. And I wish, it was switched. So no, I've never looked at that like that, right? For real. Who's better? I just love the fact that we got both on our team, and going forward, we look like we could do something with those two guys.
Well, before Bull replies, do you think OG's better than Mikal Bridges?
He's playing better right now, yeah.
Okay. Oh, Bull, what do you think? Do you think we would have ever uttered those words? OG Anunoby better than Mikal Bridges?
Honestly, I kind of somewhat have to agree with Flea. I never looked at Bridges how everybody else looked at Bridges. Just to be honest with you, he was good in Phoenix. I'm being honest. I never watched him in Brooklyn. There's no need for me to watch the Brooklyn Nets. Just being honest with y'all, unless they play our Knicks. So for me, when he was in Phoenix, I loved his role in Phoenix. Him going to Brooklyn, being a #1 guy by default, I would guess. Like I said, when he came to our Knicks, I'm also looked for him to be a lockdown defender or at that wing position, in that guard position. I didn't expect Bridges to come here and try to average 20. And no, I figured he'd make an average between 14 and 17, but be a guy that, like how Clay was back in his heyday for Curry. Yo, you got to guard, Kyrie, or you guard this guard, this guard, this guard. And at times he's shown flashes, but right now, OG is playing way better basketball than Bridges. But I never thought about it like that, Fabian. That's a great topic. But I never thought about it like that, to be honest with you. But right now, OG is way more consistent, and now he's coming along very great on the defensive end. That's where I'm waiting for Bridges to step up how OG stepped up. OG started off a little slow, but now you see Fabian been alluding to it forever. He's the defender that we all thought he could be. Bridges didn't step up to that yet. He still looked lost out there sometimes on defense, and Flea correct. When he's going offensively, he looks a little more engaged defensively. So I never looked at it like that, but right now, Bridges is not on OG level on both ends. And to me, that's what's more surprising, because nobody would think OG can get it going offensively. Brunson went down and OG said, I'm not going to wait for nobody to give me the reins. I'm taking it. I'm the second option.
To your credit though, OG, in the beginning of the season, how I was talking, I was like, we might get 14, 15 points from OG. You were saying, yo, this dude could get us 16, 17, 18 a night. I was like, whoa, you that's a little much. But it's clear that his offensive game is going to another level.
I just think before Fabian go, and the reason why I said that, even remember with the rebounds, when people was killing us, when we like, yo, he can grab 2 more rebounds a game. It has to be necessary, right? And this is no shot at nobody, but the only reason why I was saying those things is because you can't get paid the max and not step your game up. No, that's the reason why you get the max. Same thing with Bridges. When we give 5 draft picks for you, no, we expect a lot more on a consistent basis. So, for me, that's why I said that. And Fleet, remember, we used to have these talks where it's like, yo, man, you got to dig deep, pause, and you got to do that. If you average 6, bro, you got to go get us 2 more rebounds. If you average 15, bro, you got to go get us 3, 4 more points. Because that's what it's going to take for us to be successful. We see the landscape of the league. We don't have a great bench. So y'all guys got to make up for what the bench is not going to do. Our bench ain't giving us 20, 30 points consistently. So you know what? Y'all going to have to give us half of that. So that's kind of how I looked at it. But more so, yo, we gave you the max. Bro, you can't be regular or ordinary no more. We need you to really, really be a difference on both ends of the floor. Especially now that Bridges on the defensive end, like I said, is hit or miss with him, man, at this point.
And that's why I got to come in.
Hey, Mom.
Hola. that's why I gotta commend Flea giving props to Josh Hart all the time, because neither one of them have a game that we necessarily want to watch them push for, on especially on offense, OG Anunoby or Josh Hart. But they are trying max effort all the time. As bad as it may look, as awkward as it may look, they're trying. And Mikal Bridges, he just doesn't. He doesn't have their motor, and I don't know if it's from, oh, Mama Love in the building.
Thanks, Mom.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thanks for interrupting me, Mom, with that torpedo in the middle of the game. But I think that's what it is. Just like that, my mom efforting on the TV screen. Mikal Bridges is not. It's a mindset. I was thinking about this yesterday too. Flea, your man, Kobe Bryant. We were talking about Mamba mentality and all that. Like, it's just Shaq didn't have that, right? I mean, we always talk about that. The Jordans of the world, we always talk about that. But I always reference Derrick Rose. Like, he's not talked about enough for somebody. Grant Hill. These guys are not talked about enough for being number one picks, top picks, and they're still locked in, and they don't give up, and they just keep trying. And the way they play, their spirit on the court, you can see it. So, of course, OG and Josh Hart will never be Derrick Rose or Grant Hill, but they have the same push. They have the same, I think Bill Simmons calls it like the irrational confidence guy. That's, campaign to Fish's point. We are sick of his irrational confidence because you don't have the skill or the talent. We give you a couple of minutes, see what you could do. But OG Anunoby to be that guy, maybe the ego that Josh Hart was talking about that he has to simmer down with is helping him. Because I just didn't think he would be this good offensively or to try this much. And I thought he would have been way more timid. That's my problem with Mikal Bridges. You play timid, bro. Mm-hmm. And you don't have, I didn't think you had the skill set that would lend you to ever think to be timid. And OG would be the guy I thought, like, I would never try to dribble if I had a handle like that. And he's trying. Like, Josh Hart improved from year one till now, bringing the ball up in transition. That was embarrassing. I used to cringe every time he brought the ball up. Then JJ Redick's the one that put me on last year. Like, yo, when he brings the ball up, it's different. I'm like, what the hell are you smoking? And then lo and behold, I watch him, and they stop stripping him. Every time he would go up like a running back, they would stop stripping the ball out of his hands so he could finish in transition and kick the ball out in transition. And that comes from never stopping. So there's certain things we could just relate to as people, as fans watching the game, that's what's disappointing about Mikal Bridges. Because at this point, if we traded 4 first-round draft picks for OG Anunoby, we wouldn't be as hurt. That's part of the reason with Mikal Bridges that it hurts, because, bro, you supposed to play like you got traded for 4 first-round draft picks. And if the production ain't there, cool. But I just don't feel like the effort isn't there enough to be traded for that much.
And I think that's merely what it is. Again, big shout out to King's Speech. He dropped Mikal Bridges' stats in the chat. We know what they are. Like I said the other day, fuck the box score right now. Like, at this point, this Knicks team, I'm watching how we look on the basketball court. We know what everybody could do. We know what everybody's capable of at this point. How are we looking, on the film, right? And so we've seen plenty of nights where Bridges is that guy. He put us over the top in that Portland game, right? We saw how he looked on Christmas. We've seen plenty of stretches during the season where he's played well. And then there's a lot of stretches where he hasn't played well. I think the underlying factor is he is who he is in terms of his demeanor, his character, how he is, how he approaches. He has some of that swag when he has things going, but that toughness that you would expect a guy that, who he is as a defender, right? You would expect some toughness behind it. And that's just not him, right? Maybe that's just not him. And we may need to just understand that about him and dumb down, the expectations in terms of him playing with force and physicality. I think that's what's missing, right? If he had a tough 18 a night, it looks different than a, like you just said, timid 17 a night. I keep going back to OG wiping his nose. This nigga was bleeding. He's like, give me this shit. Give me the, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's tough. Like, the nigga's gonna go out there. He's gonna dive around. He's gonna beat you up. He's gonna do everything he got to do to disrupt you on the defensive end. So I think when we pull that out of Bridges, if we ever do, it's going to take us up to another level. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was talking about campaign. I give a campaign a lot of slack. Give him a lot of slack. But the energy that he brings is infectious, man. Like the energy that he plays with. If Kolick had that type of energy, it'd be different. But again, Kolick may not be that guy. So, you know, we got a lot of good problems, but I think, you know, us going into this home stretch into the playoffs, we really need to focus on being able to stop teams and rising up to the level of these good teams. You got to be able to get stops. If you can't get stops, you're going to be, you know how to, y'all know how this thing goes. We'll turn around and be down 0-3. Like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck?
And that's fleeing. That's exactly why, you know, when we have a game like tonight where history was made, it's great. Big shout out Legend Z in the building.
Legend Z.
As great as tonight was, making history and all of that, you know, we still have to be careful and understand that, you know, let's be honest. When we play against the big dogs, we look a little scared and nervous. It's shaky out there. You know, when we play against Boston, OKC, Cleveland, well, Boston with OKC, by the first quarter, it's a wrap. So for me, you know, I just need us to have that toughness, that energy that we had tonight. We need to have that same energy when we play against the big dogs. Because once again, how are you going to be a championship contending team ever when every time you play against the great teams, you get mopped up? So, you know, I just feel, you know, Hard, OG, Bridges, the whole crew, Cat, all that little stuff y'all be doing when y'all playing against the big dogs, which, big shout out to OG. He don't celebrate. That man is a blue-collar worker. He go out and ball. So this had nothing to do with him, but all the celebrating. I see the little things Cat do. You know, campaign, take a charge. He making all those gestures on the floor. Fellas, we got to have that same energy when we play against the great teams. Big Baby, what up, Big Baby? So,
Big
you
baby.
know, for me, we really have to understand that, you know, Draymond Green said it. As much as we don't want to agree with him ever with anything, with Cat, with just the team in general, we got to have that toughness because once again,
gotta toughen up.
Down the stretch, look what happens when we play against the Golden State. They expose us. Look what happens when we play against the other team. So the Mikal Bridges thing, I just don't like the inconsistency on the defensive end. I think we have enough scoring when we get it going. But like I said, him and OG just got to knock down open shots. But, you know, it just night after night, we get beat down by wings and guards. And that's his position. And to me, he's not playing at the level that we thought he should be playing at on the defensive end. And I'm very disappointed in Mikal Bridges. He shows flashes, but on a consistent basis, like OG right now, Bridges is nowhere near. And to me, that's what's hurting us.
Big shout out to King Speech. Thanks for the $20.
King
OG
Speech.
got to get to 5.5 boards for y'all stand over him. And B, Mikal Bridges is doing what he does smoothly. Love y'all, but stop comparing. We have both. We need both. Come playoffs, we really need both. Thanks for the love and support for with the channel. Yo, man, anything we could do for you, King Speech, you already know is like we say, it don't take nothing but a click of a button, man. People be fronting.
But love, King Speech.
My mama's in here, like she shows love. People be talking all this garbage out here in these streets in New York. You know how New York City is, they gas you for nothing. But I totally appreciate you. So ain't nothing to comment, repost your stuff, man. That's light work. But I totally disagree with you, King Speech. Mikal Bridges does not give me any confidence. He's supposed to inspire confidence from me and to him, bro, not the opposite. And I'm not with the whole booing them either. I've never been a fan of that. I don't go to games to boo my own players. I've never liked that. But what Draymond said about Cat, can you replace Cat with Mikal Bridges? And it applies. Because I remember that game, he was like you said, Flea, it took him to hype himself up before the Portland game to have that game in Portland. So do you need some of that motivation? And if that's the case, that's two key guys that we need to constantly motivate. And you guys are replacing, here's my nightly reference to last year's team, Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle, who did not need motivation from anybody. They're self-starters, regardless of what anybody says. They were both kind of lunatics. You know what I'm saying? And Mikal's not crazy enough for me. That's my problem. Like,
Cat, I understand. You
ain't crazy enough. Yo, Cat, you might gotta smack somebody, Cat. I'm still like Mikal. You might have to get into a fight or two. It's just not. It's not about tough. It's just like, yo, let loose. Like when it's time to win, is something you trying to be too cool. That's my problem. That's that. I boiled it down to that right now. It ain't time to be too cool. Winning is cool. That's the coolest shit you could do in New York City history. I don't care what you do. You the garbage man. If you the paper boy, winning. That's what we're about. And it don't matter how you get it done, because that's what this city is about. When they say we're about to hustle, it's that. I don't care what you look like. And that's why we respect King Speech, to your point, to your comment. That's why we're respecting about OG. I'm the OG stan. Call me the OG Glazer, whatever you want. But I respect his hustle. He looks awful. Like his game, I would never want to pattern my game after him. But for him to try, I gotta give him his props, because I need the other guys to do the same thing.
But can I say something real quick? I don't like when people say, but you say most. I don't think Bridges should be thought about as far as replacing DiVincenzo. He doesn't have to try to replace DiVincenzo or bring the same energy. I don't think he has to do that. He just has to play great defense on a consistent basis. We should look for him to do what DiVincenzo did, or bring the energy DiVincenzo did. He's not DiVincenzo. We thought he was going to come here and be a lockdown defender. Let's be honest. That's what we thought. Flea said it for a while. Nobody looked for Bridges to average 20 plus. I don't care how smooth and cool he looks. All I'm saying is we need you to lock some guys down. We are watching OG basically be Ronnie Lott on the court. He has to do everything. Get the steal, get the tip, get the block shot. He's out there by himself on the defensive end when it comes to being on the island. We need Mikal Bridges, who we thought was going to be just like OG. We need him to step up. Like I said, good player, but for us to be successful, I don't think he has to be DiVincenzo. I just think he has to play great defense. It looks like he can knock down wide open shots. That mid-range is money all day. So to me, that's not no problem. The problem is defensively. Defensively, we get cooked every night. And every time we play, no matter who it is, we make one player that we never heard of, or that comes off the bench, or they wouldn't even be in the game if the team wasn't injured, always has a career night against us. That is a problem.
But I don't want you to confuse that he has to replace DiVincenzo and do what he did times 2. No. It's the effort that DiVincenzo gave, bro. That's what you were picked ahead of him in the draft, a couple spots ahead. You supposed to, whatever your style is, you were supposed to bring on a consistent basis. That's it. DiVincenzo was out here balling. It was a year ago yesterday that he hit the record amount of threes in one game in Knicks history. Like he was balling, bro. And we never complained about DiVincenzo's defense. That's what I'm saying. We never complained about anything about Dante, except maybe you shooting too much shot. You know what I mean? Like once in a while you shooting too many shots, but it's like, you know what? That's your game. You're a volume shooter. You're streaky. But Mikal Bridges, he's not even aggressive with that. You know what I'm saying? Like with OG's aggressive about shit that just like, bro, you don't have a handle like that. What are you doing? And it's just like, you know what? You play enough defense. I cannot talk to you like that. You just show too much effort. You give too much effort, Flea. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when he is aggressive, he looks good. And that's why it's so frustrating and upsetting, because when he is aggressive, when he is looking for his shot, when he is, playing some semblance of defense, he looks good. It's like, okay, that was worth the 4 or 5 picks. Okay, we are going to be okay, going down the stretch and, in a 7-game series against a really good team. We're going to be okay. Like they've shown flashes this year where I'm like, my confidence raises. I'm like, okay, we might be all right. And then there's far too many times we go through the lows where it's like, whoa, we might get blown out the water in the postseason. So I'm not, and I know we'll get to that. We got a few games left, but it's every day changes for me at this point with this team. It's really like this for me in terms of my emotions, right? When I'm looking at it though, I know what our ceiling is. We probably will get bumped in the second round. And if we get out of the second round, that means we played phenomenal. right? Everything went right in terms of defense and hitting shots and just playing as a team. If we get to the conference finals this year, that would be amazing for us. But from an emotional standpoint, bro, like every day is something different with this team. I feel differently every day because they're not consistent enough. They show you something different every time they jump out there, no matter who we play, good or bad team.
Well, you know what? I just thought of this, and I could probably be totally wrong. But us as a fan base, even when Mikal Bridges was with the Brooklyn Nets, we have to be careful of, what we're making him out to be. Because in my mind, I think he thinks he's more than what it is. I think he's supposed to be over here and be one of our best defenders, not the third option. Just being honest. The way he looks on the court at times, like y'all said, too smooth and too cool. Why are you being like that? Because you came from the Brooklyn Nets and you was quote unquote the guy over there. So now you come over here and think you can have that same bravado? Nah. So I think we need to be careful with how we treat and talk about Mikal Bridges, because I think his head is getting bigger, and it's like in his mind, maybe he think he's that guy. It's like, yo, bro, if we're gonna win, you have to play your part on the defensive end. I'm sorry. He is too consistent on defense. Right now, the league is full of wings and guards that are tremendous and great. And we're gonna have to depend on him to have a great defensive game for us to win. So if we match up against Boston or Cleveland, bro, you gotta guard Donovan Mitchell or you gotta guard Jaylen Brown. You gotta do a heck of a job, bro. So if you're not getting a certain amount of field goals or a certain amount of shots, like Flea say, are you gonna pout about it and be lackadaisical on defense? I think him going to Brooklyn might have gassed him up a little bit, and now him coming over here thinking it was gonna be the Villanova Knicks, and you hearing how people talking about you. It's like, yo, bro, you ain't come over here to try to be an all-star. Now we need you on that defensive end, locking down, locking up. So I think we got to be careful with Bridges, man, because like I said, I never, when we got him, Flea, all we talked about was like people named the wing stop. Nobody talked about offense. Now we not saying don't score, but I think Bridges is a guy that want to average 25. I think he's looking at the landscape of what the league is and the money. And I'm being honest, I don't think he's happy here. I really don't, because I think what we need him to do, listen, some guys you can tell with their body language, niggas ain't worrying about winning no championships and being great. He want to get 200 and be on a team where he could shoot 20 plus field goals and be the man, bro. That's what I get from him. And like I said, I could be wrong. But we got to be very careful with Bridges, man. Real talk, because I see something different.
Fish spot on. Fish be saying a lot of bullshit. I love Fish, but Fish is spot on with this. For me, Bridges needs to be Rick Fox, Steven Jackson, Sean Marion. That's the effort he needs to play defensively. I think there's no other way I think you could put that. I think he's spot on with the roles that they played on championship level teams or championship teams. That's who the fuck he should be.
Aside from Sean Marion, because Sean Marion, I think, was different. That's a different level of defender. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's a different level. That's a different level.
Yeah, the Matrix was, he don't get his just due.
Yeah, that's a different level. Yeah. Extremely different level.
But when he said Rick Fox and Steven Jackson, now it made it more, can I say, realistic, or it put me more at ease once I saw those names, because I'm like, yeah, why can't you be Rick Fox? And just maybe you put too much pressure on you, like AllBall saying, we putting too much on you. We shouldn't expect you to be even Dante from last year, whoever from you, please, whatever your role is, we can't expect you to exceed it right now. Like we have to manage our expectations as well. And maybe they do too, because he's the guy that came out and called out the coach. And we never, ever, ever heard Tip get called out in public like that by any one of his players. Not like that. That was big time. So I did real quick because I seen what's our guy Legend Z. He was asking us if we want to go over his video real quick. The Nyang, George Nyang. He
Yeah,
wanted
why
to see us
not?
react to it.
Legend Z is family.
Legend Z, big legend. This is Quentin Grimes and George Nyang talking trash to each other at the game the other day, and you know Legend Z, he got it all under wraps. Got the CIA binoculars. I'm gonna play real basketball.
George.
Look at OG talking shit. Look at AllBall.
What you said? That's awful. You said that's awful.
Look at OG out there telling you he's a bum.
Yo, George Yang is definitely bummage. Who you talking to like that, George Yang? Grimes was busting your ass.
I'm gonna be honest. How you say his name? Yang?
Nyang. George Nyang.
It's supposed to be levels to trash talking. He should never be able to trash talk nobody. I don't care who it is. Like you're not at that level to where you're able to talk to somebody like that. That's how you know this shit is sweet. Now, I like Grimes. Like even when Grimes with our Knicks, I don't think Grimes is nowhere near no scrub.
Nope.
What he said about Grimes is totally wrong. That young man can play game and he can lock up. He ain't gonna be standing in no corner. But Yang, I'm being honest. When people like that can talk trash, that's when you know the league is too sweet. Because somebody was supposed to tell Yang, "Yo, my man, there's no way in the world you supposed to that's why I need to be a ref. If I was a ref,
you're not like that. Relax.
It ain't even about that. You're not like that, yo, bro. Trash talk is for the superstars, bro, and the stars. Simple. Trash talking is for the guys. We know who the trash talking is for. When KD trash talks Gary Payton, you respect that. Yang, come on, bro. Come on, bro. It's comical, man. I love the competitiveness, but Yang kind of went too far because, you know, like I said, you guys like that, how can you hit below the belt when you're on the same level? Grimes is probably better than you.
Probably.
George Niang is built like a fart. Like he's just built weird. He look weird. He
built like Patrick Starr.
He don't need to be out there playing open. He looks weird. Look at him in his jersey. He don't even look like an athlete. Like he don't get the fuck out of here.
That was personal. Grimes might have knocked his joint down or something, bro.
Something, bro. Stop it. He's not that guy to be talking about. Grimes is a corner boy. Grimes been going to get 40. I done seen Grimes go for 40 a couple times this year. He's a hell of a basketball player. I jumped out the window a couple years ago. I said, you know what? Quentin Grimes, and I know y'all gonna kill me for this, but I was like, the way Quentin Grimes could progress, I could see him eventually being a Jimmy Butler type. Late first round pick, last pick in the first round. You know, he's a great defender. He could figure out his way to play and shit like that. I was way wrong. Obviously, he'll never be.
No, I think that's a realistic.
He'll never be Jimmy Butler. Yeah,
but
he'll never be Jimmy Butler.
Nah, for him to go from team to team like that and then still stay in the game and go, you know what? I got an opportunity now. I'm gonna drop 48. He's going crazy, and he's a good defender.
Jimmy Butler led a team to the finals twice. I don't ever see Quentin Grimes being able to do that. I'm just saying where he peaked.
Did we see Jimmy Butler doing that in Chicago? I didn't see him leading teams to the finals.
Leading his team to the finals, no. But did I potentially see Jimmy being a lead guy on the team? For sure. There were signs of that. I don't think there was ever. There's no signs for me that Quentin Grimes could ever be that lead guy. All I'm saying is that you see the conversation we're having about Quentin Grimes right now. We would never have that about George Niang. Ever. We would never talk about that nigga. ever. So
hold on, my bad, Fleet. But I know we running late. But I told you, Draymond be having his moments because this is what AllBall was talking about right now. Certain people shouldn't talk, and Draymond let homeboy know who shouldn't be talking.
I ain't like this, man.
I love this.
I ain't came at Karras.
First and last 10 minutes.
Yo, nobody never gonna swing on Draymond, bro. He ain't even have nothing to that was wrong. He ain't even had nothing to do with that argument.
So what?
And the traded 7 times thing, so what?
Yeah, that don't mean nothing.
I love it.
How many times Shaq been traded?
So what?
How many times? No, I'm just saying, how many times Russell Westbrook been traded?
But here's my question. So why did they respect that so much? How can they tell me, yo, Dre, shut the fuck up, bro? How about that?
Nobody does. Stop it, bro. Nobody, for some reason, nobody does.
But that's my point. Why was that because it was funny. Angel get traded 7 times, but that's hilarious. Why are you talking about man? He's protecting his guys. Kuminga's his young guy. So I love everything about that.
And he told Kuminga he ass because Karras is better than him.
He better than Kuminga?
Right now, probably not. Kuminga's on a trajectory going up. But if I'm talking about who I want on my team right now, yeah, give me Karras LeVert. Yes.
I'm being honest. Kuminga ain't do shit yet. I'm being honest. He looking like a buck.
Yeah.
Kuminga looking like a buck.
He's going like this, but I done seen Karras go out there in the playoffs, go get 50.
We were that real basketball talk. The trajectory that people had Kuminga on, he's looking like a bust at this point. I'm not saying he don't belong in the league. I'm not saying that. But the way people raved and bragged and boasted about him, where it's like, yo, nah, you crazy. We could never trade him. He ain't living up to none of that shit. He makes no difference in the Golden State Warriors organization at this point. I ain't seen it. Have I seen flashes? Yes. But get Kuminga the fuck out of here. Stop it. Kevin LeVert been a bucket his whole career. Come on, man.
And people consider Karras a regular nigga. And a regular nigga is telling you, you ass. You not even good. You ass, nigga.
But to be honest,
and he told him, you know it too. You know you ass. You know you ass. You know you butt. Fuck out of here. When you tell a nigga you know you butt, that's when you know a nigga like, yeah, you know you ass. Get out of here. Fuck out of here.
All right, y'all turn me around, man. You got it. The majority won with this one. So we're okay with Karras LeVert calling Kuminga ass, but George Niang has no business ever speaking, uttering trash talk to any man in the NBA.
I would talk shit to George Niang if I ever ran down on him. And I ain't never seen an NBA basketball court in my life.
Please don't ever. Please,
bum.
We gotta.
He's a bum.
We gotta calm you down.
You see how that nigga's jersey looks? I could look good in a jersey like that. He's a bum. Nigga, the fuck out of here.
Patrick Starr?
How he keep a job? That's what I be wondering. Like, okay, how a nigga like that keep a job? Somebody gonna throw some goofy numbers at me. Well, he shoots this and he's that. That nigga's butt. Fuck out of here. Sick of the niggas talking shit. Niggas be garbage.
Yo, Flea, you bastard. You stopping me from keeping my eyes on the prize, baby, Papa. Yo, that shit is fun. Yo, basketball season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Baby Bubba.
Yeah.
Baby Bubba.
I'm sorry. Any more chat? CLNS. Yeah, baby Bubba. Thank you, Matthew Carter in the building.
Thank you,
King
Sean
speech.
Wilson. Sean Wilson quoted me about something I said. I don't know how long. That's how you know Sean Wilson been watching for a while. If he didn't play with Stephen Clay, we would never know you. Never.
I disagree.
We would never know Draymond Green. Ever.
Is it technically fat shaming with Niang? Because I don't even know if he's fat. I don't know what kind of shape
He's
that
fit.
is.
Now I said it. He's fat. Okay, you don't know if he's fat. I'm telling you, he's fat.
Yeah, but like he's just awkward looking.
Told you. He looked like, you know, he built like Jared Dudley. You ever look at Jared Dudley on his way out the league? He built like Jared Dudley. That's how he built.
Jared Dudley.
Big shout out to Jared Dudley.
Nick Nurse looks like Jared Dudley. Two trying to get out of here, man. Look. No matter what we do, he just ice grilling the camera.
He's smiling. Why you smiling? Yo, RP be working, boy. That nigga RP be working.
Let him know RP. Listen, I ain't happy till we in the championship.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Everybody gonna be cool when we in the first round. Man, listen. Y'all gonna see a smile when we in the chip. And all I'm gonna say is this. The Lord is starting to look out.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yo, that's two cities, man.
Hey, Flea, couple guys getting injured.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Warriors ain't come back?
Nah.
Wow.
Nah, OG talking about that Tatum injury.
I know what he's. I was trying to move on, Flea. That's two cities, bro. This guy's crazy. I'm not. Listen, yo, boy. I don't know if I did anything to you this year, but please, I don't want no smoke. I don't want nothing to do with your voodoo, whatever you got going on over there. This guy, he knocked down two cities, Flea.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
We ain't got to worry about Milwaukee. We ain't got to worry about Milwaukee.
It's nasty. You see what he's doing? You see what he's doing?
Hold on. Wait. We've been not have to worry about Milwaukee.
Yeah, but what's official now? I mean,
the nail in the coffin.
Yo, OG is nasty. He got the dog.
This is the shit.
He got the dog. He in the crib.
Yeah.
The dog with the pig.
This is the shit they bring up like 5 years from now. When we blow up, they're gonna bring it back up. Like, weren't you wishing harm on the cities of America?
Nigga said, I hope they all. Ooh, was it Philly? He said Philly. He said,
I hope you tell you that. Nah. He said, I hope you get food poisoning from Beanie Siegel's food truck. That shit is classic.
That shit was hilarious.
Hey, Tory B. I don't know what nobody has. I just know Gaz is out, and they play on the East Coast.
Hold on, you supposed to hit him with the.
Nah, not yet. Listen, sometimes you need a little luck on your side. Hey, Flea, that the Red Sea about to part right
Red
for us.
Sea is parted. Yo. The road that Dallas had, the road that Boston had last year.
Are we live?
I don't want to hear shit from nobody. Big Flea. Never. I don't want to hear shit from nobody if we sneak up because the injuries here and there. Y'all saw what the fuck Boston did last year? I don't want to hear nothing. And they're champions. Well respected.
Big shout out Sabonis.
I didn't even get to play the clip to even get y'all started. It's too late. It's 11 o'clock at night, y'all, man. We got to wake up early. Tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Wednesday, AllBall? Afternoons with AllBall?
I don't know, because remember, we got a game tomorrow night. We play the Clippers tomorrow.
Back to back. Where's Dom Dropper at? Why Dom not here tonight? Where Dom Dropper at?
Where's he going to get?
Hey, listen, man. We need to trade for Sabonis. Big shout out Sabonis, man. Hell of a job.
I tried, Tory. I don't like calling her Tory, man. I thought he has mad cool. She said we out of here. We can do the afternoon thing. If I ain't working, I'm doing the afternoon thing. I'm gonna keep going to AllBall. Gets pissed off. Yo, get us out of here, Fabian. What the fuck? I'm out, man. Nah, I ain't playing with y'all. Tomorrow, that's at the Garden though, right?
Yeah.
We on.
Yeah, so it's a 7:30 game.
You wouldn't have seen me if that was a late game. Anyway, great win. We broke it down. Pour our hearts out today. Great job, guys. Afternoons with AllBall, maybe tomorrow. Definitely Knicks rehab to mañana. See how this Kawhi will be looking like. Future Knicks coach Jeff Van Gundy on the Clippers sideline.
Shut the hell up, Fabian.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.